Top Gun: Maverick, the long-awaited sequel to the classic, comes from Joseph Kosinski, director of Tron Legacy. Tom Cruise returns in his original role to train a group of new recruits to complete a mission. This was also the first movie I saw at a new dining theater that replaced the theater I grew up with. The place I saw almost every great movie in my childhood, and now it's fucking gone. Moving on! So I really only saw it because of the overwhelming praise I've heard about it, even apparently from many people who weren't fans of the original. I was never completely attached to the first Top Gun. I think I saw it once as a kid and forgot about it. I only saw it on Netflix the week before. It was really cheesy in that 80s way. The movie's pretty much what you'd think it'd be when you hear that it's the 80s movie that gave us Danger Zone and Take My Breath Away. That being said, it also tells me exactly why so many people love it so much. But anyway, I went to see it, and yes, it is definitely an improvement over the original. It may or may not still be overshadowed by the original as time goes on, but it will still be one of the most notable long-awaited sequels ever. I'll admit, for a lot of it, I was a little confused as to why it was getting that kind of praise, but then once the actual mission came, that was when I realized how invested I was. It introduces a whole new, younger cast of characters who are all worthy successors to the original fighter pilots, and shows Tom Cruise as a likable underdog, eager to prove that he's not as washed up as the superheroes think he is. The plot is interesting as we draw closer to the mission and the idea of whether or not it could be done. And the flying scenes are as good as the original. It's full of throwbacks to said original that will definitely please fans. It's a great legacy sequel. This is a probably rare instance where a sequel decades in the waiting is actually worth the wait. It will please fans and newcomers alike. Of course, if you love the original, you probably saw this already. If you didn't, this one's still probably worth your time. Okay, now for my obligatory movie that just came out last weekend. Good luck to you, Leo Grande, now streaming on Hulu, from director Sophie Hyde and writer Katie Brand. It stars Emma Thompson as a middle-aged widow who books a sex worker who goes by the name Leo Grande so that she can do all the sex stuff she never got to do before. It takes place over the course of 4 encounters, mostly in the hotel room they booked where she and Leo talk about their lives before getting down to business. It's a tender, minimalist character piece about sexuality. It's also a comedy about a friendship blooming between two people. It rarely feels particularly erotic, and it rarely tries to be. There are a few steamy scenes done tastefully, especially near the end, possibly to complement Thompson's sexual awakening arc as it progresses, but the focus is on the characters and dialogue. And the acting is really good, from Emma Thompson to Daryl McCormack, who is apparently known for The Wheel of Time, Vikings, and Pixie. The talkie format can drag at times, that's kind of a given, especially for something more focused on character arcs than a traditional story. But fortunately it has a shorter runtime of only a little over 90 minutes, which prevents there from being too much filler. As a comedy, it's rarely laugh out loud, but it's still charming. Kinda works a little better in its dramatic moments though. Either way, it's a nice character-driven indie film with great performances. You wanna know what's really sexy? Joining my Patreon. Link in the description.